Hey guys, more questions for the gram today. Let's dive right in. This is a pretty good question. Good day, doctor. It's a question for you. Do you think sexual chemistry can develop over time? I've always thought chemistry is something that's either there or it's not. Is bad sex, and I do mean awful, a deal breaker even if many other positive attributes are present? Would you say a woman is settling? That's a great question. That is a very honest question. What I would say is stop settling for stuff you know is not going to make you happy, right? Stop settling for things that you know aren't going to make you happy. This is like having a steak dinner with no steak. It's not a steak dinner. You're eating a vegetarian meal, right? And so those things have to be there. Chemistry is one of those things you can't fake. Either it's there or it's not. One of my worst, most horrible, one of the classes I hated the most in school was organic chemistry. I was sucked at it. I was terrible at it. I failed it once, almost failed it 2 times. Had to go beg from a grade. Whole other lifetime, whole other story. But anyway, here's what I can tell you about chemistry. When you have the substrates that you are bringing together, they have got to be in the right proportions. They have got to be combined at the right time. All the other settings have to be right. Temperature, this, all the stuff. And then you get the reaction. Then you get the boom. It does the thing you thought it was going to do. If one of those things are off, you got no reaction. And nothing happens. It just sits there. Or you get a little reaction. It just kind of sits there and fizzles and bubbles or whatever it's going to do. Right? And you can't add and tinker. You've got to wipe all that off the table, and you've got to start over from scratch. So really, for me, this is more of a sexual health question, right? Why do some couples have good sex and some couples don't? Is it about the chemistry? Chemistry is a big thing, right? It goes down to really wanting to please each other, and being comfortable letting each other know how that happens. So when that's not happening, in my psychiatrist's mind, I start to think, okay, why is that not happening? Well, we've got a few different areas as to why that can be. One could be a very personal area, and that could be you're not at a place where you're able to enjoy a healthy sex life. And that could be for a lot of different reasons, but the reason that comes up the most that I see is there's some unhealed sexual trauma, right? Women and transgender folks have a lot more of that than guys, but guys can have it too. When I'm talking about a history of unhealed trauma, right? Somebody looked at you who shouldn't have looked. Somebody touched you in a way they weren't supposed to. Somebody made you touch them in a way that you weren't supposed to. And it scarred you, and it made you shut that part of yourself down. And so now you can't be comfortable in those situations, right? There are triggers that are creeping up on you and you don't see them coming. It could be a sight, it could be a sound, it could be a song, it could be a smell, somebody's cologne, it could be a time of day when it used to happen, it could be a situation, and you don't realize those things are triggering you and causing you to shut down, right? But in that moment, one of three things is going to happen: fight, flight, or freeze. Either you're going to get very, very vigilant and want to fight this person off, you're just going to shut down and want to just leave the situation, leave the room, put your clothes back on, do whatever, or you just freeze and you just tense up and you can't enjoy anything, you can't allow anything. So if that's what's happening, then there's one fix. You have got to get a person who specializes in trauma therapy to help you move past that block, right? To help you finally heal that trauma, whatever that trauma was. It is possible. It can be done quicker than you think. And you never have to go back through all the gory details of the thing that happened, but you need a therapist who specializes in trauma to help you do that. This is not something your pastor's going to help you fix. They can't preach it out of you. Appreciate everything they do. They can't help you with this, right? Do that the right way. So that's happening. Press pause, pull yourself out, and go fix that. Go give yourself that gift. It'll be one of the most amazing gifts you ever give yourself. And then you can go on to live a full life when it comes to your relationships and experiencing all the parts of that. Now, so that's the one part. If it's not that, let's say it's, you just don't enjoy having sex with this person. Well, why is that, right? She mentioned them having all the other positive attributes, whatever that is. Maybe they look great, but the chemistry is not there. There's something awkward about it, right? Maybe they got a 750 credit score, but you don't want to have sex with them. right? They got a big house on the hill and they're driving one of the 3 killer Bs, a Bentley, a Beamer, or a Benz, but you don't want to see them naked. That's a problem. That's a chemistry thing. There's not much you're going to be able to do to work around that, right? Either it's there or it's not. It's not fair to you to settle for that, and it's not fair to them, right? Whatever it is they're doing, right? Let's say, or they're doing nothing. Let's say they just lay there and they're like, right, go for it. If it's not your thing, that doesn't mean it's not anybody else's thing, right? Free them up to let them go find the person who that works for, and then you free yourself up to go find the person whose thing works for you, right? So if that's the issue, you really can't force that. You know, Natalie coaches have a song back in the day, if it don't fit, don't force it. You can't force that. Now, if it's a technical problem, right? If it's just a matter of technique, right? They just need to be coached up, right? There's some things that they're doing that are not pleasing you, or there's some techniques that you enjoy, but they don't know how to do. Well, that's a coaching thing. You can go Phil Jackson, right? You can go full on Phil Jackson and just let them know what to do. For ladies, for God's sakes, please just don't do this one move. Don't tap him out, right? Don't. He's down there. He's trying to please you orally, and he gets the don't tap him out. Like, take it from me. That's the worst thing you can do, right? Grab his face and just gently guide him to where you want him to be, and then let your body talk to him, right? If he's doing something right that you're enjoying and it feels good, let your body tell him so, right? If he's doing something that your body's not enjoying, let your body communicate to him and talk to them and let them know what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, right? They're in the game. They're suited up, or in this case, not suited up, right? They're trying to make you happy. And so tell them, right? Just tell them. It's a conversation. It's an adult thing to have. You can talk to folks about what feels good and what doesn't and why, and then go from there, right? Guys, ladies, trans, anybody in between, talk to your partner and let them know. They're there because they're trying to make you happy. And so let them know those things you enjoy. Let them know those things they don't enjoy. And then reciprocate, right? Open the lines of communication for them to tell you the same thing, because you're there to make each other happy. So in that case, again, if it's one of the big 3, if it's a technical issue, we can get all coached up. We can go full Phil Jackson. We can work on that. If it's just something that's just not there, hey, I'm not into it. I'm not feeling it. Don't settle for that. If it's a personal thing, it's just something going on a deeper level, pause, pull yourself out of that game, go get yourself healed by a professional, and then come back to them and let your folks know, right? Hey, you know what? I've been through some things. Some things I'm comfortable sharing, some things I'm not. But, you know, you probably noticed that you've seen me get triggered. And in those moments, I do things that you don't expect. And I need you to know it's not personal. And it's not something that you're doing. It's something that's going on inside me, a reaction that my body is having to some things that have happened in the past, and I'm gonna try to work on that and move forward. But the bottom line is, stop settling for things that you know aren't going to make you happy, right? You can have it all. You can have the person with the positive attributes, and you have a great sex life, right? You can have the person with the positive attributes, and they don't put their hands on you. You can have the person with the positive attributes, and they communicate beautifully, right? You can have all these things. Who was it who told you that you couldn't have it all? That's my question. Who was it that told you couldn't have it all? And the better question is, why did you believe them? I think you can have it all. I think you deserve to have it all. You just got to be very honest with yourself about why it is you don't right now, and then move forward accordingly. Hope this makes sense. Hope it helps. Bye-bye.